They've got the holiday spirit in the Bay Area as we close out our holiday triple header on a gorgeous night. It's the Rockets and the Golden State Warriors, a rematch of last year's terrific first-round series. A sellout crowd at the Chase Center. Steph Curry and the Warriors back home. They've spent a lot of time on the road so far this season, but glad to be home. Alperen Sengun and the Rockets have been one of the terrific teams to start through the first quarter of the season. And of course, tonight, an NBA Cup night. And very important for both the Rockets and for the Warriors because of the 1-2 record. They have to win tonight. If they lose, they're eliminated in their opportunity to go to the knockout round. Hello, everyone. Along with Richard Jefferson, Tim Legler, Mike Breen on hand, George Sedano with us as well. This is a fun matchup with these two teams who had that excellent 7-game series in the first round of last year's playoffs. The Warriors come in, they're 10-9 overall, 6-1 here at home. The Rockets come in 11-4 overall, 6-2 on the road. There's the starting lineup and missing players. Kevin Durant out, second straight game for personal reasons. Jonathan Kuminga still out, as is Al Horford for Golden State. So some adjustments in the starting lineup. All right, Richard Jefferson, tell me what you think about Houston and where they are and where can they go?
Well, look, they're doing it with the blueprint, Mike. They have a top 5 offense. They have a top 5 defense. All of their young players have made jumps. Amen Thompson, Reed Shepard, Jabari Smith, and then obviously Alperen Sengun. He was an all-star last year, and he's even better this year.
Legs, meanwhile, for Golden State, they had a terrific start. Then went a little bit of a funk. Some of it was players out, some of it's schedule. What's your thoughts right now at where they are at this point?
They've been solid defensively. Actually, I think their offense is really what's lagging behind. And tonight, I think you're going to see the ultimate challenge for them. Smaller lineup against a team that absolutely destroys you on the offensive glass. Let's see which battle of wills can win out.
Yeah, one of the tallest teams in the NBA against one of the shortest teams. Shepard launches that three. That won't go. And here comes Jimmy Butler. Steven Adams, by the way, also out for the Rockets. That first shot from Butler goes down. Butler's shooting very well from three-point range on the season. Doesn't take many, but has had some of his best numbers. Speaking of best numbers from three-point range, Smith, but didn't hit that one. Sengun goes in the corner. Okogie can't get it to fall. And there's Will Richard, the rookie, who has been a very interesting find for these Warriors.
And Houston with a three-point attempt there. They don't take many. In fact, fewer than any team in the NBA. And Golden State is going to live with some of those corner threes from some of the role players.
Draymond Green turns it over. Again, Kuminga, Horford, the Anthony Melton still out. So each team missing some key players tonight. Sengun to Shepard. Shepard in his second year has been excellent. Knocks down that three-pointer. He's been in the top 10 in three-point percentage in the early going. It's always fun to watch a second-year player after getting the deer in headlights thing out of the way, and how much more confident they come back in the second season.
Yeah, that's what Ime talked about with Reed Shepard. He's hunting shots. He's not looking around, and you're seeing the result.
Good defense from Jabari Smith. Shot clock winding down. Butler's going to have to hoist up another and knocks it down. Shot clock expiring, and Jimmy Butler 2 for 2 from three-point range.
45% on the year from out there. Like you said, he doesn't take many. In fact, he's had 9 games this month where he hasn't made a three. He's already got 2 here in the first 2 minutes.
Sengun misses. Butler the rebound. Will Richard will push. Butler guarded by Okogie. Sengun right now on Draymond Green. And Draymond Green uses that screen beautifully and gets the bucket.
And why that screen with Steph is so effective is that you don't want to help off of Steph. So he knows the more he screens, the more he moves, the more he's going to create opportunities for his teammates.
Amen Thompson finds Shepard. Smith to Sengun. Sengun has the height. This is going to be a fun matchup tonight. Sengun inside, can't get it. Green tips it. Butler has it. Sengun thought he got hit. And the Warriors have been great at home, 6-1 here at the Chase Center. Draymond Green tries a three. That goes in. They knocked their first three in from downtown.
Well, I thought the pregame energy in here was as good as I've seen all year, and Golden State has come out and kept these people cheering right from the get-go with how good their offense has been to start this game.
Don't you think part of that is because everybody knows they're going to eat like pigs tomorrow? And it's okay.
And it's okay.
Three-pointer once again. That time from Shepherd, so Shepherd's knocked down a couple. Will Richard tries a three. That's good. 4 for 4 from long distance, and Steph Curry hasn't even taken one yet. Curry guarding Jabari Smith. Tough matchup. Richard goes to help. Good help defense. Jab step, three-pointer. That drills it.
And they are, Mike, they are one of the top teams in the league in three-point percentage. When you look at that on top of their defense, they do not leave a lot of room for error.
Number 1 in the NBA in three-point percentage and number 30 in three-point attempts per game. Very odd stat. Now the foul on the reach-in. An aggressive offensive Golden State Warrior team.
And we were talking earlier about Steph and his movement and his screening. Watch this. He sets a little back screen, a little on-ball screen. Reed, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to fully commit. And then here, Draymond. He's selective about the shots that he shoots. He's normally a passer, but right there, making the right decision and knocking it down.
Fouls on Okogie. That's his first. Moody, who's had a very nice start to the season, knocks down his first. Well, Tunk the Hall's back again from the Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day. First of our 5 games. Cavs Knicks from New York at noon Eastern on ABC and ESPN. And the real-time animated version from Main Street USA will be on ESPN2. You can also watch on Disney Plus, Disney Channel, Disney XD, and the all-new ESPN app. Well, everybody in the starting lineup has scored now for the Warriors except for Curry. Thompson trying to get it to Şengün. First turnover for the Rockets.
And really interesting to start this game. That's the 4th possession in which Reed Shepherd has set a ghost screen. So you know he's rolling coming in. It's clear they wanted to get him some looks early in this game to see if he could continue that rhythm. That time, careless with the basketball, Houston with the turnover.
Durant is their leading scorer. The one game they played without him, they won. Their last game out, Will Richards steps back, air ball, Smith the rebound, looks to push. Şengün one-on-one with Draymond Green. Great offensive player against an elite defender. And that time, offense wins.
Yeah, and I don't care how good a defender Draymond Green is. If you give any player that big with that kind of size advantage, that many dribbles to work you to within 5-6 feet of the rim, that's going to be the result.
Foul ball on Cole Thompson.
And I get it, like you're reluctant to want to come immediately because he has great passing ability as well and his vision is there, but he's just going to go ahead and work Draymond Green with as many dribbles as he wants. If the double team doesn't come, that's an easy decision.
Well, it's kind of like that same thing. They talk about being baby Jokic, right? He's defining himself as a different player, but if you leave him one-on-one, Jokic will score 40, 50 points. So that's that delicate balance. Do we play one-on-one or do we give the natural help?
Gary Payton, Quentin Post both check in. They go right to Post down low. Post will bring it out. Guarded by Thompson. Good ball denial from Jabari Smith. Post with 4 on the shot clock. Gets in the paint, turns, and rattles it in. They've hit 6 of their first 7 from the field.
That is not the normal place he operates. He's more of a pick and pop big. He likes to shoot the 3. Very rarely does he operate one-on-one out of the post.
You like the mismatch there. Şengün misses. Payton with the rebound. Hot start shooting, 18 points already for Golden State. Gary Payton drives, kicks it out. Good swing. There's where Post is comfortable. That 3 won't go. Fight for the rebound. And then Thompson. You talk about an emerging star. This young man with the ball is special. And right on cue, he turns it over.
Come on, Mike.
Good hands defensively. Curry gets past the Okogie. Layup is good. Timeout, Rockets. The Warriors red hot. 7 of 9 from the field. And an early 9-point lead. Championship hits Las Vegas December 13th for the semis. December 16th, the finals. Lock in your seats. Be there for every win-or-go-home moment. Visit NBAevents.com/cup for tickets. And I'm not embarrassed to say that I love the NBA Cup now. And I want to welcome those in here to a game between the Rockets and the Warriors. You've missed a lot already in just less than 6 minutes. A lot of scoring, especially three-point shooting. The Warriors hit their first 4, and the only starter that didn't hit a 3 was Steph Curry, as Golden State off to an excellent start.
Can't script a better start. In fact, two important numbers to look at here early. Only allowed 1 offensive rebound so far to Houston, and Golden State only has 1 turnover. Those are 2 key numbers to watch all night.
The double team forces yet another turnover. Gary Payton, pass deflected, stolen by Okogie. Shepherd, oh, nice fake. Stops, gets it out to Aaron Holiday. Shepherd, the quick release, nails another 3. Shepherd is 3 for 4 from downtown.
And we talk about Reed and his rhythm. Last game in Phoenix, coming off a struggle performance, only 7 points. So I like to see a young player after a tough game come early and aggressive.
Gary Payton went down hard. Moody, meanwhile, was right there to help clean it up, and he's able to draw the foul. So a 6-point lead. Tonight's star matchup delivered by Taco Bell. Şengün has just been brilliant so far this season. Amongst the leaders in rebounding and assists, averaging a career high 22 per game. And Curry, especially in the last 6 games, he's had 30 or more in 5 of them, has been magnificent in his 17th year in the league through the first 19 games. What have you guys noticed about Curry so far this year? You were talking about it before the game.
I just thought the energy he had right from the very beginning when we saw him in the preseason, he just looked so fresh. He talked to us a little bit about it, how this was a different summer, right? Didn't have the Olympics to worry about that was really going to carry into this season. So he said he felt as good at the start of the year as he has in a long time, and it's been obvious, Rich.
Yeah, it has. You know, people forget that Olympics takes a lot out of you. He said it was mental and emotional how much that took out of his team. But I think that's why getting Jimmy Butler in last year, adding some new pieces, I think that's what helped revitalize him.
Shepherd nails another jumper. Shepherd's got 11 points already, 11 of their 16. Rockets back within 6.
He's a completely different player. You can just see the confidence oozing out of him right now. And that mid-range pull-up, that's the shot he was comfortable with, but now he's making 3s on top of it.
Curry misses that 3. Clint Capella had the rebound, lost it, got it back. Here comes Aaron Holiday. Payton chasing him. Gets inside, bank shot, can't quite get it. Capella almost had the offensive glass. Clint Capella back in Houston, where he started his career. Curry off the bounce. And an offensive foul. Steph Curry will pick up his first.
Yeah, look, sometimes you run a dribble handoff and I think you intend to screen. I don't think Steph Curry had any intention of that. It's just wrong place, wrong time, because Okogie was running full steam into that screen, and he picks up the offensive foul.
Okogie sits, and Podziemski checks in for Golden State. Thompson returns for the Rockets. Shepherd way outside, back of the rim, offensive rebound. Jabari Smith inside, Capella can't get it, the tip is good. And you said it, they are the best offensive rebounding team in the NBA.
One of the best in NBA history if you look at the numbers and the stats, but the size that they're at. They're missing their 7'2" guard out there, and they don't have a Steven Adams. So this team is strong, and they are big.
Smith misses, Capella foul. They just punish you on the glass.
Well, and they do it with size, they do it with athleticism, and they do it with activity. Jabari Smith coming through the middle, passing it off to Clint Capella. He gives a second opportunity. They are relentless. One of the things that Steve Kerr talked about in his meeting is that he's a little bit worried about their overall size. The league, mainly because of them, were smaller for a while, and now they're bigger.
You know, we're talking about these numbers that, to put it in perspective, they get almost 4 out of 10 misses back for another opportunity. 38% offensive rebounding percentage is obscene, and it creates such a challenge for teams to figure out how to keep them off the glass.
Over 16 a game. That's the most in 29 years. Shepherd misses that one. Smith couldn't quite get the tip there, and Butler will come the other way. Butler directing the offense. Moody drives inside, high off the glass, tough shot. Oh, Buddy Hield, excuse me. There's Shepherd now with Hield in front of him. Shepherd, jump shot, not that time. Another offensive rebound. That's 6 offensive boards already. And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. Clint Capella, 5 boards in 3 minutes. And Houston in the comeback trail down 2.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by PlayStation 5.
This 5 Thanksgiving Eve special here in San Francisco at the Chase Center, along with Richard Jefferson and Tim Legler, Mike Breen on hand, George Sedano with us as well. I'm supposed to say here, happy Thanksgiving, and yes, I'm very thankful for having these 2 men next to me.
Wait, I slipped in the same note.
Wow,
You both gave the same note.
I think now is a good time for me to tell you, Mike, that I promise to start texting you back quicker. I promise to start texting you
No,
back
that's a
quicker.
New Year's resolution. That's not a Thanksgiving one.
I'm going to call you on that. Sometimes I wonder if I'm blocked or something with you. I don't know what's going on.
I struggle with that in all aspects of my life.
Post, hands off to Podziemski. Podziemski gets to the foul line, jump shot, too strong. Holiday the rebound. Both these teams have good depth when they're healthy and whole. Healed up on Shepard. Good double team from Draymond Green. Almost forced a turnover. Shepard hung on nicely. Thompson tries a 3. That one in and out. Thompson special in every category except the 3-pointer, still trying to gain consistency there. As Jimmy Butler has it.
And Mike, that 3-point shot can take a few years for you to develop. He's done a good job increasing it already.
Quentin Post won't go. Şengün had a tip. Shepard comes up with it.
And I'll tell you what, the 2 shots Quentin Post has had from the 3, he does not look sure of himself. He was a 40% 3-point shooter a year ago. He's 33 this year, and you can just see he's not really believing in it right now. He's hoping the ball goes in. That's a shooter that right now is struggling with his confidence. Even now you see him, he's still working out his form as he's walking down the floor. I think he's overthinking it. Next one that comes to him, I want to see him catch that thing and release it with no hesitation.
Well, as we said, the Rockets take the fewest 3-pointers per game in the league, but they've taken of their 25 shots tonight, they've already taken 13 3-pointers.
They've got the highest percentage, Mike, and when they do miss it, most of the time they get it back.
Green holding on. Butler able to get it. Draymond Green tries a 3, and that goes in. Green with his second 3-pointer. J.D. Davison checking in. His first minutes with the Rockets. There's Davison guarded by Hield. Minute and a half left here in this opening quarter. Clint Capella kicks it out. Holiday gets a clean look. That won't go. Şengün the rebound. Şengün against Green once again. One-on-one. Post looking to help. 8 offensive rebounds already. Şengün, beautiful footwork and banks it home. Draymond Green thought he got a push off. Şengün thought he got fouled. Podziemski leans in. Davison trying to fight over screens. Post to fake. Kicks it out. Green. Good ball movement. Good rotations defensively. Green can't hit the 3. Rebound tipped and picked up by Buddy Hield. Back to Butler. Post sidestep. Fires in and out.
Right, when you're struggling as a shooter, those are the worst ones right there.
There's no question about it. When you got to reload it, but you've already missed 2 and you're not really shooting as well as you want to, and then you got to reload and find that escape dribble.
Are you guys surprised how many 3s they're taking, the Rockets?
I think that part of it is because Golden State is doing everything they can to put 5 black jerseys in the paint. And they're going to dare Houston to make shots that are really outside of their normal comfort zone, even though they shoot a high percentage.
Butler goes to Davison, leans in. Jumper won't go. The tip misses. And the first quarter comes to an end. Golden State jumped out to a 9-point lead, hit a bunch of 3s. Rockets came back. 3-point game after 1.
Tonight's Access brought to you by Xfinity. We're here with Reed Shepard of the Rockets. You guys have shot 15 threes. You've certainly connected in a bunch, but that's a high number for you guys. What went into that particular strategy early on?
Yeah, I think, they were they're a good defensive team, you know, and we were getting open shots, so we just got to keep getting in the paint, keep getting kick-out shots, and we'll make them.
Curry has yet to really get going. What do you guys have to do to kind of make sure he doesn't go off?
Yeah, just always keep a guy on him, you know, be physical, be up on the ball screen, and just try and keep the ball out of his hand as much as we can.
Reed, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike?
All right, George. He's only 21 years old, his second year. What a difference. He's getting a lot of extra minutes, and he's taking advantage. Quick release on that three from Green. Kept alive by Butler. Moody walks into a three. Podziemski trying to tip it, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Davison. There's some good offensive board work for the Warriors.
And you can see with Steve, there's a rotation of young guys, or I wouldn't even necessarily say young, but you have Spencer, you have Moody, you have Podziemski. These are the guys that are trying to get into that top 8-9 rotation for the last 40, 50 games of the season.
Again, good depth for Golden State. And sometimes depth can be a blessing and a curse when you can't figure out when there's not that big separation. Steve Kerr's just trying to figure out like who his finishing five is going to be on any given night. He knows three of them, but not always all five, as Podziemski with a reach in. And for young players, when you guys first got in the NBA, not knowing when you're going to play, how many minutes you're going to play, you're used to being the main guy in college. Now you come to the pros and you have sporadic minutes. That's got to be difficult.
Tough, and you better figure it out quick, because you're going to get an opportunity to go out there and you're going to have to find your rhythm if you're playing shorter minutes or if you're coming off the bench. It is a difficult adjustment. Rich, you probably never.
I didn't experience that. That's why I let you take that
as
lead
a
on
star,
that.
you know, your whole life.
Calm down. Calm down.
That was right up my alley, right there.
Oh, counted and a foul. Butler got hit, flipped it up. Chance for a three-point play as the lead goes to 5.
And again, Jimmy Butler, he's already knocked down a couple of shots, so you got to get a little closer, but that's where he's masterful. The ability to use his strength, use his body to go off the defender, and then just his ability to focus, get the and one. That's been the difference for Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors when he's able to get to the free throw line.
Butler has now played in 18 of the first 20. The numbers when he's on the court, they're +7. When he's off the court, they're -7. So many different ways, just impacts winning every single night. 6-point lead for Golden State.
Little zone defense here for the Warriors to give them a different look, but when you allow penetration from the wing into the middle, that's when you have a difficult time communicating when you're in a zone.
Jae'Sean Tate with a nice move to the basket using the left hand. Podziemski. Bad pass. And a turnover. 5 for the Warriors. That's been one of their problems in their inconsistent play. Holiday kicks it out. Thompson lines that three-pointer up. Moody the rebound. Podziemski. Spencer. Podziemski gets it back and knocks down the three. 6 3-pointers for the Warriors.
Really smart play by Spencer. When Podziemski gave him that basketball, if he just kicked it right back to him, he's not open. By him taking it along the baseline, he forced a reaction that gave Podziemski extra space.
Thompson inside, well defended. What a shot from Thompson. With Green's hand right in his face. Davison breaks up that attempt. Tate fakes, back to Davison. Şengün in the post. Spins the right way, back shot's good. Beautiful move from Şengün. He's felt he's gotten hit almost every time on those.
Well, that's what most offensive players feel like they are.
Every time around the basketball. Look, if they're going to play him single coverage with Draymond Green, with that size advantage he has, he's just going to patiently work him to the rim.
Beautiful pass, and it leads to a goaltend as Butler made a sweet dish inside.
Insane body control right there. And he gives you several of those a night, Richard, where you really kind of marvel at what he can do and the amount of time that he can hang in the air.
Well, on top of it, you know he can also turn it over and finish, and if you come over too late, he drops the dime.
Little zone defense. As Şengün has it. Spencer trying to defend him. Tip won't go. Another offensive rebound. Thompson kicks it out. Davison inside Şengün. Holiday, the runner's up and good. Aaron Holiday with a nice move. He's coming off a season-high 22 points on Monday. Had 6 3-pointers in that game. Had a 22-point win against the Suns. Improved now to 11-4. Butler inside, foul. So Thompson picks up his second. And Butler will head to the line. Already 1 for 1. Butler, that's one of always been the keys to his offensive success. He averages just under 8 free throw attempts per game. Tonight's national TV schedule brought to you by PlayStation 5 Prime Video on Friday. Knicks host the Bucks. And the Mavericks and the Lakers. NBA TV Saturday. Celtics and the Timberwolves. The Pelicans and the Warriors here at Golden State. You know, you think about some trades of major players. Butler trade last year, the Doncic trade last year, and how it's changed. It's really changed the perception in terms of how far each of those teams can go now.
Well, yeah, and once you add certain players to good teams, that's the dynamic that really affects the entire league, because the entire league is having to shift. When you see what Houston can do, you see what Golden State, it becomes an arms race around the rest of the league.
Aaron Holiday blocked from behind by Curry, stripped by Green. Some excellent defense from Golden State. Golden State, they're the 9th rated defense in the NBA as Draymond Green turns it over. Some good defense there from Houston.
Good defense on both ends right here. Golden State, this is the swarm mentality you have to have. It's a great job right there with containment. Steph Curry stays with the play, and then the great hands by Draymond Green. And then on this end, Şengün with a great job disrupting that fake dribble handoff by Draymond.
Shepherd pulls up, jump shot is good. By the way, if you're wondering, that's Steph Curry's 8th block shot of the season. We'll take a timeout. A 3-point lead for the Warriors. Brought to you by Burger King. The 3-point shot, prevalent, of course, in the NBA. Number 1 percentage in the league is the Rockets. Number 1 in makes per game is Golden State. Right now, Golden State the edge.
And maybe this is a good sign for Golden State, because they're actually ahead of their pace in makes per game, and yet Steph Curry hasn't gotten going yet. And you love to see them spread the wealth a little bit. And Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, 2 guys that are really reluctant to take that shot. Each hit a pair early. Great ball movement there for Podziemski. You know, it's a matter of time before Steph Curry is going to inject himself into the 3-point conversation. But early on, Golden State getting it done across the board.
Yeah, they're 6 of 14. Curry's only taken 1 3. He's only taken 2 shots in 9 minutes. They get 3 shots and another 3, and there he's on the board from downtown.
And I think I set that up perfectly.
Yeah,
you kind of had a feeling when we came out of that break that Steph Curry was thinking, you know, I haven't actually made one yet.
Oh, the all-time leading 3-point shooter? Yeah, I think he's going to lock in here in a second.
Shepherd lobs it in. Jabari Smith, nice little baseline jumper, and he drew a foul. Payton hit him. And Jabari Smith, chance for a 3-point play.
Well, this is one of the more garden variety ones he's going to get. This is a miscommunication on that ball screen. You got 2 guards. That's an automatic switch. There's no reason for both guys to go with the screen or take just too far back. Steph Curry walks into one of the easier looks he's going to get tonight.
And if 2 players are going to go with somebody, it probably should be Steph. Just in my humble opinion.
Meanwhile, this is the first free throw for the Rockets. Curry 7th in the NBA in scoring. Last 6 games averaging 34.5 per game. He's already had 3 40-point games. And a loose ball foul off a missed free throw. It's post. As we send it to George.
Mike, we spoke to Steph Curry earlier this afternoon. He told us that at this stage of his career, at 37 years old, he embraces the individual accolades, mentioning how blessed he's been in his career, especially where it began. The accolade that definitely hit different, though, was last week when he passed Vince Carter for 22nd on the all-time scoring list. When Steph's dad, Dell, played in Toronto, it was at the height of insanity. And Curry remembers being 10 or 11 years old and getting to play one-on-one with Vince before games. Although Steph did mention and reminded us that while the individual accolades are to be cherished, there's still a balance there, because his main goal has been and continues to be to win another championship here at Golden State, Mike.
Yeah, it's the journey that he's had and where he came from. That's what he always talks about. He feels so blessed that never thought when he was 10 years old that he was going to pass the great Vince Carter in terms of three-pointers, but he does. He says he's hearing a lot how old he is these days, but he certainly doesn't look it. He's going to be 37 coming up in March. Make that 38 in March. Pass inside. Moody somehow got it with all that traffic around him. Podziemski. Post tries a three and knocks that one down.
He just seemed like he shot that one quicker. He had his hands ready. The ball hit him right in the cradle so he could just release it. That's got to be a relief for Quentin Post, who had 3 pretty good looks earlier.
Okogie gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Josh Okogie is under the radar acquisition. You know, they've got a lot of bigger names, but he's fit in really nicely here.
No, he's fitting really nicely. When you look at a team like OKC and the amount of defenders that they have, the amount of complete wings that they have, Josh Okogie fits kind of that mold. He looks like one of the players that would be on OKC. Can shoot, can dribble, defends, plays both ends of the floor.
His signing got a little fanfare, but he's played in a lot of games over the years for Minnesota. Started his first 3.5 with the Timberwolves and was a starter for them quite a bit. Then a couple of years in Phoenix. Last year was traded from Phoenix to Charlotte. He's always been an excellent defender. And look at his three-point shooting right now.
Mike, I just said he can shoot, he can defend. Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
And that's what Mike's here to augment that point. I felt like he was doing a nice job augmenting that. No?
He did a very good job.
Did you not feel it? Did you feel like he was stealing some of your
See, the idea to say he did it for Minnesota, he did it for Phoenix. He didn't really get a chance to do it for Charlotte.
It's Charlotte.
Good thing I'm in the middle to separate you two.
Shepherd guarding Curry. Curry steps back, leans in, trying to draw a foul. Well defended that time from Shepherd. Curry gets the rebound. Shot clock winding down. Couldn't get it to go. Shepherd off the bounce. We're midway through the second. Ball deflected out. 10 to shoot for the Rockets.
Tim, have you been noticing there's still a few times where Shepherd, he has to continue to improve his handle. He's getting rattled a little bit. There's a couple of passes there. His strength is his shooting. That's his first thing he needs to do. And then as they get closer, he has to have a stronger handle to be able to avoid some of those little mishaps.
I totally agree. I think there are times he has to take one additional dribble into the gap to make his passing lane a little bit easier for him, because he's not a guy that's out here at 6'6", 6'7", throwing the ball around and over guys.
Another impressive drive to the basket from Amen Thompson. Thompson, his second field goal. Post puts it on the floor. Podziemski, nice feed inside to Moody, but Capella's right there to discourage him. Shot clock winding down. He's got to put it up. Does so. Richard timed it, couldn't catch it, but they get possession. Podziemski leans in. He got Jabari Smith up in the air, and free throws from Brandon Podziemski coming up.
And he knows right now he should be shooting 3 free throws. He didn't know. Sometimes you don't know if the guy's going to fully commit. Are you going to get the whistle? And I think there was a little indecision there whether or not he felt like there was going to be contact, so he makes this pass. Should have gotten 3 free throws on that.
But that's only the 14th foul for the upward motion, so side out. Curry throws it out of bounds. That's the 8th turnover. That one caught by Steve Kerr. When they turn the ball over, the difference is incredible. When they have less turnovers than their opponent, they're 8-1. When they have more turnovers than their opponent, they're 1-8.
Well, and that's the thing. They've always been a high turnover team during the Steph Curry era, but they are always higher in offensive rating. They were putting up more points. They had more room for error.
Good defense from Curry again. He's made some nice defensive plays here in the first half. Okogie inside, post right there. Here comes Podziemski. Post. Moody on the drive, goes reverse, banks it home with Capella right over him.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, we talked about Golden State's defense. I think being ahead of their offense, they're 9th ranked in the league defensively. You are really seeing it here. Competitive off the drive. They are squaring guys up, very active with their hands as well. But Jabari Smith says, enough of that nonsense. I'm just going to pull up from 15.
7 points for Smith. Smooth looking jumper from the big man. Curry To post. Richard. Podziemski whips a pass, nearly went out of bounds. Post corner three, side of the backboard. Shepard racing up the floor, continues, little hesitation and finish. Shepard with 15 points to lead all scores. He's 6 of 11 from the field. He's got a couple of assists as well. Curry falling back. And just a 2 for 6 start for Steph Curry. Another good double team. Capella, alley-oop to Thompson.
That dunker spot legs, that dunker. He is so athletic. Imagine it like an Aaron Gordon down there. So he can be your point guard, he can be your dunker player, and if you don't step up, he's going to be a problem all night.
Moody spotting up, corner three, in and out, post the offensive rebound, puts it back up and in. 7 points for Post. Smith jumper, not that time. Capella right there to tip it in.
Not even sure if that was Capella or Post. They were right there. Post was in perfect position to rebound that. But Clint Capella is one of the best offensive rebounders in this league, showing you why.
Good backdoor cut for Podziemski. Curry hits him with the perfect pass, and it's back up to 3. Thompson playing a lot of the point guard. Of course, Fred VanVleet injured his knee before the season, going to be out for the year. Okogie to Capella, rushed that one a bit. Curry the rebound. Podziemski to Moody. Good transition defense from the Rockets. Podziemski gets inside, try to get a bump, couldn't get it. Thompson tips it right to Shepard. Okogie, one man to beat. It's Curry, goes inside, layup, missed it. Rebound Post. Curry pushing the other way. Podziemski fakes, fires, can't hit. Another offensive rebound for Golden State. And his bodies go crashing to the floor. Free throws when we come back. 2 minutes to play, first half. Golden State by 3.
To a flagrant 1, as there was wind-up, impact, and contact around the neck area. We would shoot 2 shots, get the ball free throw line with 24 on the shot clock.
It's a crew chief, Sean Wright. And the foul on him, and Thompson is third. Wind up and impact. There's the.
Where's the?
I don't know.
Where's the wind up? Where's the wind up? You're trying to get the ball.
I don't necessarily see a wind up, and really this is all coming down to this. He hits him.
He goes verticality
in the head right here. The left hand comes around
trying to get
and
the ball.
He catches him in the chin.
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing, most defensive players wouldn't even try to block that shot, but this guy is such
He can block
a
anything.
defensive athletic freak that he thinks he can block that.
He's the rare guy that actually took 2 swipes at the same ball. He tried to block it with his right, and then they come around here now with the left hand. I'm in the air so long, I'll try to get it with the left on the other side.
So the rookie Will Richards, the one that got fouled, so 2 free throws and possession.
Yeah, let me get it with this right one. Oh, no, not that. Let me just stay in the air long enough. And that's obviously only called a flagrant because he catches him in the chin area, like the jaw area, basically.
So Richard hits the first. Thompson will sit with the 3 fouls, 6 points, 4 rebounds here in the first half. Steph Curry, before the game, asked about some of the younger players. He called Will Richard a hidden gem.
When you get that type of praise, and Steve Kerr said the same thing in the next meeting. So when you got Steph Curry, you got Steve Kerr bringing you up, that is a very, very good sign for a young player in this league.
NCAA champion last year with Florida, and now a rookie with the Golden State Warriors. Second round pick.
And Houston go with a little zone off of this side out of bounds right here. Give Golden State a different look.
Here's Jimmy Butler, run to the 2-minute mark. Finds Richard wide open, connects on the 3. Richard getting the start. He's got 8 points. He has started a bunch of games in his rookie season. This is his 8th start in 18 games. Capella holding. Good defense again from Curry. They're putting a lot of pressure on Reed Shepard. Şengün goes down and an offensive foul. Şengün obviously doesn't like the call. Draymond Green's been waiting for that call for about a half hour now since this game started.
He sizes him up long enough. If you get enough one-on-one coverage in the post, right, you're going to size him up. You kind of get a rhythm with these dribbles. Draymond.
Draymond, I love you, brother. I love you, man. I love you. I'm proud of you, big guy.
The slight hesitation before the fall.
That was a multi-pronged fall. It was great. It was in stages.
You get older, you fall a little slower.
More zone. This time from the Rockets. Curry wide open for three. Got it. His second three-pointer. And this is the largest lead of the first half.
No, that's 2 zone possessions and 2 complete breakdowns. The first one, they allowed dribble penetration to the middle, and now you just lose complete sight of Steph Curry rotating from the wing to the top.
Şengün goes right back, can't get it. Capella the rebound, back up, that misses. Şengün on the follow, and he's fouled. More offensive rebounds. They've got 13 offensive rebounds here in the first half.
Well, we talked about it, that offensive rebounding rate. Again, Clint Capella. Now, understand this. Golden State's already small, and they're going against one of the biggest teams that we have. They don't even have Steven Adams and Kevin Durant. So they're missing 2 7-footers out there, and they're still putting in that type of work on the offensive glass.
Şengün made the All-Star team last year, and he received the most votes without making an All-NBA team. This guy's a full-blown star. He's 10th in the league in assists with 7 per game. He's 13th in rebound, almost 10 per game, and he's averaging 22.
Not surprisingly, Houston now into man-to-man after those 2 zone possessions.
Tate guarding Draymond Green. Nice feed inside, beautiful pass, and Butler with the finish.
Well, part of the reason why they went to that zone is because Amen Thompson gets his third foul. So now they have to go zone, and they saw that didn't work, so then they're switching it back up to man.
Şengün. Curry trying to chase Shepherd. Now Green picks him up. 8 on the 24. Launches a 3. In and out. Halfway down. Şengün had it. Couldn't hold on. Still loose. Picked up by Post. Here comes Curry. Final seconds, first half. Feed inside. Green banks it home. Defense leading the offense. Final seconds. Shepherd. Double clutch. Has it blocked. And the first half comes to an end as the Warriors go up by a dozen. Chase Center crowd loving it. Our halftime coming up, presented by Hyundai Palisade. Malika Perk and Coach Michael Malone. The NBA Cup, who's in and who's out? Both these teams have to win tonight to stay in. We played 2 quarters. Shepherd hit some threes, but a strong finish from Golden State. 59-47, Warriors on top.
Dell Technologies. PCs built with all-day battery life to make your holiday workload easier to manage and faster to finish. Visit Dell.com/holiday to learn more. NBA Halftime, presented by Hyundai Palisade.
Steph Curry only 8 points here in the first half, 2 of 4 from downtown. But here's one of those 2. The Golden State Warriors up 12 at the break on the Houston Rockets, who don't have KD tonight. He's Kendrick Perkins. He's Michael Malone. I'm Malika Andrews. Perk, when you're looking at the first half here, your biggest takeaway is what, sir?
That guy that you just showed, Steph Curry, because a few games ago, Jimmy Butler called him out and said that, you know, guys wasn't defending at a high level. But we saw tonight, this first half, Steph was playing great one-on-one defense in the second quarter against Amen Thompson. And then we saw him get back in transition and cause a forced layup. Those are the little things that you want to see from your best player.
And speaking of best players, Alperen Şengün, where you at? Right? No Kevin Durant, no Steven Adams. You need your all-star to step up. And in that first half, Malika, Şengün did not give them enough.
Yeah, Şengün did not quite here. And again, it's the Golden State Warriors that are up by a dozen here. Hey, coming up here on halftime, Coach Malone, he's going to head into virtual reality. Why not? Break down how the Thunder went 18-1. That's coming up right after the break.
This halftime is presented by the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Visit HyundaiUSA.com. Welcome back to NBA Halftime, presented by Hyundai Palisade.
It is now time for tonight's More in the Moment, and it's brought to you by Hyundai Palisade. Coach, you told me that when you were facing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder, at some point you got to say, yeah, all right, someone besides Shai is going to have to cook. He had 40 points in this game, but when it came down to winning time, you wanted to see something else. What was that?
And Chris Finch did it. I give him a lot of credit.
Yep.
But sometimes you put two on the ball, makes them, other guys have to step up. So let's go to the videotape, Malika. All right, let's go into a clutch situation here. Fourth quarter, 1-point game. Minnesota's made a decision here to get the ball out of Shai's hands. Here's a second pick and roll by Lou Dort. And as he comes off this, all right, I want you to freeze it right here. Chris Finch and the T-Wolves have made a decision. Anthony Edwards is double teaming with Julius Randle. We're not letting Shai, the reigning MVP, beat us tonight. Someone else on the Thunder has to make a play. Get and run this now. The ball's going to find Lou Dort. It's a 4-on-3 situation now. And Lou Dort's going to drive, and our low man over here is Rudy Gobert. As Lou Dort drives, Gobert helps, and this leaves Chet Holmgren wide open in the weak side corner. And this is a big, big shot by Chet over a great contest by Rudy Gobert. Huge three, puts them up by 4 in a close game. All right, we know the Thunder are the reigning champs. We know the Thunder have the MVP, but it's not just that one player. Shai continues to trust all of his guys, and that's why the Thunder are such a tough out.
It's also why the Thunder are still in contention here for the NBA Cup. OKC's still alive, but the Minnesota Timberwolves, one of 15 teams that have been eliminated. There are 2 teams that have clinched so far their groups. Those are the Lakers and the Raptors. That leaves 13 teams for 6 more spots in the quarterfinals, with the final day of group stage taking place on Friday. Unfortunately for the Golden State Warriors, they're up in this game, but they've already been eliminated from Cup play. Steph Curry needs to get a little bit more going offensively. Purple, you like his defense.
I do. Look, they're just trying to get a win at this point, a feel-good win going to Thanksgiving holiday. Steph, can I get an invite?
State Farm, part of PlayStation 5 Thanksgiving Eve special. Holiday spirit here in the Bay Area, and Warrior spirit here at the Chase Center. They lead by 12. First half stats brought to you by Royal Caribbean. Look at the offensive rebounds. 14th for Houston. They missed their last 11 threes. And the Warriors 10 of 22 as they have that 59-47 lead. And hi again, everyone. Along with Richard Jefferson, Tim Legler, Mike Breen on hand. George Sedano will check in with a moment. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And happy Thanksgiving to Steph Curry, because he did a little bit of everything. Got a little slow start. And then, like the rest of the team, caught fire, and he's tonight's Star Watch, brought to you by Kohl's.
The thing that I like most about Steph is he was impactful on both sides of the floor. Got off to a slow start, but a little confusion right there. Gets him his first open 3. Then again, another bitch. If you're going to get confused, do not get confused on Steph Curry.
And look, as good as his offense has been, I've been more impressed with how competitive he's been defensively. I mean, these are plays that aren't really going to show up anywhere on the stat sheet, but this is a guy digging in, particularly that last one against Amen Thompson, standing his ground, getting the deflection, and then getting back in the play to get the rebound and trigger their break.
Curry with the 2 block shots. His career high is 3 block shots.
Oh, we got a career high watch.
You know, also has 2 block shots, Reed Shepherd. And as we said at the top, if you're just tuning in, some key players out. Kevin Durant, Steven Adams. Dorian Finney-Smith still hasn't played yet for them. Tari Eason also out tonight for the Rockets. Of course, Jonathan Kuminga still out for the Golden State Warriors. Good news is DeAnthony Melton will soon be back. He has not played yet. Curry misses that shot. Fight for the rebound. Will Richard, the rookie, puts it back up and in.
He has delivered today. When you look at, he's got 10 points. You're starting the second half. He's a rookie. Steve Kerr talked about him. Steph Curry talked about him. And now we're able to see a bunch of the things that he's able to do to impact this team.
Steve Kerr said he's earned my trust. Shepherd misses that. Moody got a little over-aggressive on the boxing out and is called for a foul. Steve Kerr not happy at all. Wants to see the replay. Watch down lower left. That's not the play.
But you know what? That was good. I like that play too. I think that's a good box out.
Now, your odds, that mean you liked it, or I couldn't quite tell. It was kind of in the middle.
Yes.
Thompson, air ball, offensive rebound, Okogie. Şengün. Turns, shoots, and scores. Şengün now in double figures with 11.
That's just too much skill right there. There's a great job by Will Richard along the baseline, forcing Şengün to spin back out of that, but he just goes to that casual one-footed lean back.
Green finds Butler. Butler started the game by hitting 2 threes, comes up well short there. And then Thompson gets a running start. Thompson, a little hesitation, sidestep, got tripped up. Got it to Şengün. Sheppard inside the arc, rattles in and out. Jabari Smith, offensive rebound. Sheppard a 3, won't go. And Green gets the rebound. 4 rebounds for Draymond Green. Curry, pass inside. They throw it back out. Richard. And a loose ball foul against the Rockets. It's going to be the 4th foul on Amen Thompson. Ime Udoka looks down the bench.
Well, and a lot of that run in that first half for the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, that's
good call.
It's a good call. You got to be smarter than that.
You sound disappointed.
I am disappointed in Amen for doing that. You got to be more aware. You're too important. They made that run in the first half when you were on the bench.
And the coaching staff alerted Ime Udoka. Hey, that's his 4th foul. Oh, Curry with a pass. Richard turns and scores. Highlight assist for Steph Curry. And Richard now with a dozen.
What was more difficult, that pass or Will Richard shooting that ball to the rafters from the middle of the lane? An incredibly difficult shot from that distance with that kind of arc on it.
Thompson, Okogie, Şengün, foul. Goes down hard. Draymond Green looks to help him up.
And this is the thing, Legs. After a pass like this, you know you have to shoot it. So Steph gets 2, does what he does, draws the attention. And now, if you're Richard, you have to shoot that ball. And it's not an easy shot. Catches in the middle of the lane over Jabari Smith. Got to shoot it up. But that's what makes the highlight. The make makes the highlight, not the pass.
No doubt, because Steph Curry is going to be very disappointed if you don't give him an opportunity to get a highlight assist. We do plenty of his shot making in a highlight reel, but when he throws a pass like that, he wants to make sure there's plenty of replays of it. Perfectly delivered right through both defenders, and then Jabari Smith comes over to make this a really tough shot. That's 6'10", elevating to contest that. Good concentration by Richard.
Şengün goes 1 for 2. Okogie almost had the offensive rebound, but got stripped. Draymond Green leading, finds Butler. 2.5 gone by here in the 3rd. A 13-point Warriors lead. Rockets have never led. Moody, a 3. Sheppard's got 5 rebounds to go along with 15 points. Jabari Smith walks into that 3 and nails it. That's his 2nd three-pointer. His shot had missed 11, make that 14 in a row.
And Mike, he's so underrated and underappreciated, I believe, and he's a perfect fit with this team. His shot reminds me a lot of Rui Hachimura's, right?
Yeah.
Very little arc, barely gets above the rim, but consistently delivers.
Well, speaking of consistently delivers, Steph Curry with his 4th field goal. He's in double figures now. Sheppard lobs it in. Butler breaks it up. Moody, Curry, pass deflected by Sheppard. Draymond Green gets a running start and a flush at the rim. This equals the largest lead of the game. Thompson now in the front court. Smith, the fake, Okogie, corner 3. He continues his good shooting from 3.
The thing I like about their three-point shooting, they don't shoot a lot, and they have a high percentage. That means they take good quality shots. Everybody shoots the shots that they are supposed to, and most of the time it's off good ball movement.
Draymond Green has it. Over to Curry. Butler, his corner 3. Off the mark. Thompson snatches that rebound. Smith, Okogie, left corner. Şengün the offensive rebound. And he's fouled on the pass. 17 offensive rebounds now for the Rockets.
And this is what happens when you're guarding Steph Curry. Like, you cannot be late at all. Barely has it in his hand and releases it. And Draymond Green, he saw that opening from the time he crossed midcourt. You don't stop the ball. You're taught at a very young age, Mr. Jefferson, take it until you are stopped. And nobody stopped Draymond.
Nobody stopped Draymond. Well, and that's the thing, he has the advantage. You're always so worried of his pass that when you drive, when we played against them in the finals, when he would drive, you would spray out. Make him a finisher, make him a shooter, but good job there of Draymond not stopping.
Here comes the double team. Şengün gets it to Smith. 5 on the 24. Smith has Curry on him. Nearly lost it. Shepherd finds a spot. Loose ball foul, I believe, against Moody again. 3 on Moody. Post will return for the Warriors. And Richard will sit. The rookie, 12 points, 3 rebounds. What a great pickup out of the second round.
That's where, if you are a GM, if you are a president, that's where you make your money. Being able to pick up these late first-round picks. You look at Podziemski, you look at Richard. These are the players that the Golden State Warriors are finding on their roster with late first-round, early second-round.
Barry Smith misses. Podziemski the rebound. Mike Dunleavy drafted Podziemski, and he drafted Will Richard.
I wasn't going to say his name.
You have a problem with him?
He knows I have a problem.
But you were so friendly together when we saw them in the tunnel.
But I'm not going to give him any credit. I'm not going to say his name.
Şengün ball. There's good hustle for Green. Deflects it. Yeah, we'll take a timeout. Just over 5 minutes gone by here in the third. An 11-point Warriors lead. Tonight's Smart Moves brought to you by Chime. Chef Curry cooking once again this holiday season. Most three-point field goals in NBA history. Highest free throw percentage in NBA history. And this year, already with 3 40-point games, now has so many in his career. And I said night-night to many opponents. It's amazing what he has done, both not only for the Golden State Warriors, and obviously, as we said earlier, for Steph Curry, this is his 17th year. What he's done for the NBA in both performance on the field and the class and the character that he's walked in those steps off the court.
I was with Steph. I was a teammate the first year he broke the single-season three-point record. He is the same person he was then as he is now, and a father, and he is a guy that has won multiple championships, multiple MVPs. His energy and love for the game has never once changed.
Holiday off the bench, knocks it down. He still plays with the same hunger and the same joy. He's like running around like a little kid sometimes still.
Speaking of that hunger, no one else got hungry watching that? All that food?
That's a good point, Legs.
In that graphic, are you kidding me?
Podziemski floats that up and in. He's got 9 points. Shepherd, Şengün. Soft touch, but won't go. Run for the rebound. Moody tips it beautifully to Curry. Curry wanted it back. Post has Shepherd on him. And Shepherd just wraps him up. Makes sure that he's not able to get a shot off, but he'll go to the free throw line as we go to George Sedano.
Mike, you were talking about what Steph means to this particular area. And when I asked Steve Kerr about him as a franchise player, he says, really nobody embodies being a franchise player like Steph Curry. He said the only person he's been around that he likened it to is Tim Duncan and what he was able to accomplish and be for the San Antonio Spurs. But he added, you know, Timmy was pretty reserved, obviously, unless you were behind the scenes with him. A guy like Richard was, certainly. But Steph is just so giving across the board to his teammates and to the community. And he really is the perfect embodiment of what a franchise player should be.
One of the most humble superstars in any sport. And as Steve Kerr put it beautifully, but when the ball's in his hand, he has that arrogance knowing that he can beat anybody.
And I think the other thing that Steve Kerr said, it was so true, the way he summed it up, he said there is tremendous power when you combine generational talent with that level of humility, because there's an empowerment that comes with his teammates as a result of the personality type that Steph Curry is. There's no doubt there's going to be a massive void in this league whenever that day comes when Steph Curry wraps it up.
Now, the way he's playing, you hope it's not for a while, because he is still one of the elite players in the game. We're past the midway point in the third. Good defense there. Sheppard has to lob a pass to Holiday. Shot clock winding down, and Curry called for a reach in. He didn't like the call. It's his second.
I didn't like it either. I think he squared him up really well. He anticipated that he was going to go to his right hand, and he cut him off, squared him up with his shoulders. I think they got him because he reached in a little bit. That's pretty good defense.
That's a foul.
He reached in with the left hand.
What were you seeing? We have the best seat in the house.
No, what would have been great is if after the call, here we're talking about his character, he just started screaming at the ref and got thrown out of the game for a double technical.
That would be great. But Legs, what are you seeing, big guy?
I'm seeing a guy battling down there, trying to cut off a ball handler, and did a pretty good job beating him to the spot. He was just a little over-aggressive with the left hand.
Was it a foul?
I guess by the letter of the law. If we're going to get all technical.
Hey, rules are rules. Rules are rules.
Pete Santos has come in for the first time. Podziemski has Holiday on him. Curry trying to get free from Okogie. Podziemski turns, shoots, can't get it. Capella, 9 rebounds in 12 minutes. Holiday gets in the paint. Nearly stripped, but a reach-in foul call on post. 2 fouls on post, and they're in the penalty. Crowd just reacted to the replay of the called foul. And there's Aaron Holiday. His 8th year in the league, 3rd year with Houston. National TV schedule brought to you by Hidden Valley Ranch. Prime Video on Friday. Knicks host the Bucks. Lakers and the Mavericks. NBA TV Saturday. Boston, Minnesota, and New Orleans at Golden State. Knicks and the Bucks and the Hawks. Any idea?
I have no idea. I have no idea. No idea.
Don't know what the reference means.
Nope.
Okay.
Trying to piece that together myself.
Santos. Nice feet inside and post backs it home. Beautiful passing between the big men.
And shout out to Santos. I love a player that hasn't played in an entire first half, midway through the third quarter, comes in, stays ready, makes a play.
Reed Sheppard. Tough pass. Finds in the corner. Smith double team. Sheppard now down the lane. Pulls up. Jump shot is good. Nice soft touch. He's got 17. You guys said it earlier. He's a different player this year. They turn it over. The Warriors do. Sheppard lines up a 3. Nails it. Reed Sheppard now with 20 as the Rockets back within 5.
And the biggest difference this year, he's anticipating the next action coming his way, and he can't wait for it. It seemed like most of it was an afterthought a year ago.
Post rushed the shot. He thought Sheppard hit him. Sheppard almost stole it from him. Podziemski. Little sidestep. Santos. Whoa, wow. Now that's a turnover.
And then Sheppard here. This is so tough. Look at the hop stop, and then to shoot a jumper 5 feet away from the basket with that type of touch is so difficult. Then here, like you said, Legs, he's anticipating. He knows where his shots are coming. He's searching his shot. So then he's shooting them with confidence. That's where you're seeing the accuracy go up.
Thompson fakes the pass. Well defended by Santos. And then Thompson gets inside, took a hit, shot no good. Rebound Santos. Santos always brings the energy off the bench. Looking down low, hands off Curry. Curry trying to draw contact, and he does. Steph Curry will shoot his first free throws of the night as Holiday picks up his second. By the way, the Knicks and the Bucks and the Hawks, it's an Odd Couple reference. One of the great sitcoms in the history of television.
Here we go. When you see Richard turn and square you up and stare at you, something's going through his mind with that reference.
Couple stopped airing before I was born.
No, they have Odd Couple marathons every year.
I don't watch Nick at Night anymore, Mike. I don't watch Nick at Night. What are we watching here?
I'm going to send you the DVDs of the
DVD
box set.
Now we're back on DVDs, the VHS set.
Can you at least name the 2 actors from the Odd Couple?
This is sad.
I do, but I'm on the spot right now.
It's sad.
It's not. I have no idea. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to
Tony Randall.
That's what I was going to say.
Jack Klugman, Felix and Oscar.
That's
Guys,
what I was going to
guys,
say.
guys.
Right after I say Tony Randall, that's what I was going to say.
Guys, you just alienated yourself from 97% of our audience.
Thompson out to Holiday. Holiday misses. Long rebound. Back out to Shepard. Thompson, nice crossover from Jabari Smith. Pulls up, shot no good. Capella's tip misses. Another tip. Thompson had it, lost it. Curry goes the other way. 21 offensive rebounds, but they're still down 7. Post. Santos. In and out. And a foul call on Podziemski. 2:47 left, third quarter. Chase Center in San Francisco. State Warriors players and coaches are joining the NBA family and lending a helping hand to those in need throughout their community. Their efforts off the court highlight the true spirit of the holiday season. From our NBA family to yours, we wish you a warm, safe, and happy Thanksgiving. Back here in San Francisco, the Emirates NBA Cup, but bad news for the Warriors and for the Rockets. They both needed to win tonight to stay alive. But if another team won tonight, including Memphis, that means they're eliminated and will not make the knockout round.
So Memphis won. So they've been eliminated. Do we just cancel the game here and just pack it up?
No, but they're supposed to take off the NBA Cup stickers on the court. There's Jabari Smith. And this is the first. Steph Curry right now getting a rest, 12 points, 4 assists. They're 5 of 11 from the free throw line. And they're a much improved free throw shooting team. Last year they were a poor free throw shooting team. They've taken some nice steps in that. Rockets started the season 0-2. They're 11-2 since. And the losses, double overtime to OKC, by 4 to Detroit, by 3 to Denver. Ime Udoka, we have an offensive foul call on Santos. Ime Udoka, in his 3rd year as head coach of the Rockets, he has done a spectacular job. The year before he got here, they won 22 games. His first year, they won 41. Last year, they won 52 in the number 2 seed in the West. Shepard left his feet, but got it to Thompson. Shot clock at 8. Thompson nearly lost his dribble, regained it. Capella, offensive board. Holiday inside. Smith lines that up. Nice job from Buddy Hield to contest that shot, and Golden State gets the rebound. Quentin posts. Can't hit the 3. Capella's got 12 rebounds now in 16 minutes. Holiday inside, and it deflected out. Still Rockets ball.
I just think the Warriors have done an exceptional job tonight on Thompson. Not only the initial defender on him not allowing a blow-by, but there have been multiple bodies in his line of vision, preventing him from getting into those gaps that he loves and using that athleticism to finish at the rim.
Nice feed inside. Post foul Smith. Free throws for Jabari Smith. With 1:29 left here in the 3rd. Thompson tonight, 6 points, 9 rebounds.
Still has the 9 boards. I mean, he's always going to have that level of activity, but he is so used to beating the matchup that's in front of him and getting to the rim and then hitting that launching pad, taking off and hanging in the air, manipulating the ball and finishing. Golden State has not allowed him to get into that runway.
Well, and one of the things, when you have Kevin Durant out there, he gets the number 1 and sometimes the number 2 defender guarding him. So now you have Amen being guarded by the 2nd, 3rd, 4th best defender out there. So that gives him so much more freedom to move, so much more aggressiveness into his game. Now he's getting some primary defenders, getting some primary focus.
Now, he clearly hasn't had a great game tonight. He's still so much fun to watch. As Smith knocks down the 2nd free throw. 4-point game. You think the way the game has gone that the Warriors would be up by more, but Rockets right there. Only shooting 36% from the field, 27 from 3. Santos inside, swatted by Capella, and the block shot. Capella has given Ime Udoka some great minutes off the bench. Shepherd finds that corner, three-pointer, in and out.
Well, they didn't get that to go, but that is a big-time delivery by Reed Shepherd with his left hand from one side of the floor to the other on target.
Butler misses. Buddy Hield trying to tip it in. Here comes Shepherd the other way. Shepherd's got 6 boards, 3 assists, and 20 points to lead the Rockets. Gets inside. Jump shot's good. So impressive.
I'm not going to lie. Last year, when I saw that, well, you know, he got drafted number 3, and you're like, oh, number 3, but boy, he is looking all like the number 3 pick this season.
Buddy Hield launches in and out. Shepherd another rebound. That's 7 of those.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has quieted down a lot of the conversation around this team when Fred VanVleet went down. Everybody was concerned.
Oh, that's inside.
Was Reed Shepherd ready? That was the question, but it looks like he is ready.
Ready, willing, and able. Now 24 points, and they've tied the game as we wind down the third. 9 points here in this third quarter for Shepherd. Holiday, good pressure. There's a foul to give.
I mean, you saw it right from the beginning of the game. All of their action early was for Reed Shepherd trying to get his night started. He had success early, and it's carried through the entire game. And you see, he's got a lot of athletic ability. He's got a burst, and he gets off the ground.
His teammate have confidence in him. He said that, and then Thompson told him, if you're open and don't shoot it, I will punch you in the face.
Well, that's the confidence you need. I remember Kyle Korver. He played with AI his first couple of years, and AI was like, if you are open, shoot the ball every single time or I'm taking you out of the game. You give that type of confidence to a young player, and it just builds over time.
Inbound to Post, final seconds. Now no fouls to give. Post inside the arc, jumper, got it. 2-pointer for Post with 9/10 of a second remaining. Smith heaves it up. And the third quarter comes to an end. The Warriors went up by as many as 14. But Reed Shepherd with 24 points and 8 rebounds brings the Rockets back.
Will Richard of the Golden State Warriors. It was a double-digit lead at halftime. It's now a 2-point game. What's allowed them to get back in the game?
Yeah, we've been fouling a lot, letting them get out in the transition, and just slowing ourselves down. We got to get back to guarding without fouling and doing what we do.
Offensively, they've been able to take advantage of the boards. So what do you guys have to do to counteract that?
Yeah, just hitting early and gang rebounding. We all got to get in there and help the bigs out, and everybody's got to get in there and rebound.
Will, thank you. Good luck. Mike?
All right, George, you saw Warriors just 17 points in that period. Holiday knocks it down, and the first lead of the game for the Rockets. They trail by as many as 14. Holiday with now 11 points off the bench.
And Golden State went zone right there, and Steve Kerr was livid with Buddy Hield for following that pass to the middle of the floor and leaving that three-point shooter.
Draymond Green can't hit. Thompson gets a running start, throws it ahead. Davison, sidestep, layup is good. Tough move between 2 defenders. His first points of the night and a 3-point Rockets lead. Richard, Hield, Butler, Spencer, and Draymond Green. Richard finds some room. High arcing shot, falls short. Butler right there and draws the foul. Sengun saying challenge it, that Butler grabbed his arm.
And here's what we're talking about down the other end of the floor. You see Buddy Hield. That's not his responsibility to chase that basketball to the middle. He just leaves Holiday, who has been on a heater the entire time.
Well, Ime Udoka is going to challenge that last foul call on the Rockets. Hield and Jerry Stackhouse, the great Jerry Stackhouse, having a conversation.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by Walmart Black Friday deals. Live and ready to shop online now.
NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. Rockets win the challenge. They called a foul on Sengun, but you see Jimmy Butler clearly locking him in. So they overturn it, and it's a foul call on Jimmy Butler. So that's his second. Rockets get the ball. Good challenge from Houston. Sengun's been quiet, 12 points. Holiday right back. Sengun up top. Davison gets inside, pulls up, jump shot is good. Davison, a couple of big buckets. The former Celtic in his first year with the Rockets has not played a lot of NBA basketball, played a lot more G League, but 2 impressive buckets here. Green, Hield fires away. Sengun the rebound. A 5-point Houston lead. It's a 19-point turnaround here in the second half. Sengun, great footwork, lays it up and in. And right now, the Rockets dominating.
They're going to need to get Steph in there soon, 1. And 2, in my opinion, we got a foul call. Well, this is the shift that they've been happening. Normally the third quarter, that's the Warriors' time. But watch this play. This is simple. 2-3 zone. Sengun catches in the middle. Look, there's a whole zone open. There's a whole zone open, Legs.
And they want Draymond to come up from the baseline and guard Sengun right there and give him some space. You still have the weak side of the floor matched up.
What a catch there from Butler. Green's pass was awry, but Butler's still able to put it in. Warriors, by the way, they have not hit a three-pointer in the second half. They're 0 for 11. Back to a 5-point game. What a quick and sudden turnaround for the Rockets. Aaron Holiday kicks it out in the corner, lets it fly, a three-pointer. Once again, the lead is now up to 8. Jae'Sean Tate with his second field goal.
A timely offense here from Davison and Tate just when Houston needs it prior to Steph Curry re-emerging in this game.
Butler drives on Sengun, draws the foul, couldn't quite sneak it in there. He will go to the free throw line. Sengun is second.
And this is a guy right here, Jae'Sean Tate. He hasn't taken the 3 all night, but he had no hesitation whatsoever. Pretty good contest by Jimmy Butler, but he confidently stepped into that.
And Tate and Davison are 4 for 4, 2 for 2 apiece. These are little plays that if you're a guy that's in the G League, you got to be efficient with your shots. But to get these opportunities in key minutes, you don't have to shoot a lot. You just have to knock down the ones and the opportunities you get.
Davison's only played 41 minutes all season in 6 games. Tate in 8 games has only played 41 minutes, but here, fourth quarter of a big road game, and both coming through. So Butler now 16 points. He leads the Warriors in scoring. So plenty of time. The Rockets, and a big part of their defense, has got them with their first lead here in the fourth quarter after trailing by as many as 14.
And there was a time when they would always play Steph Curry the entire third quarter and literally sit the first 6 minutes of the fourth. They've gotten away from that a little bit, so expect him back here probably in about a minute or so.
Sengun fakes a pass, gets past Green, and that shot will not count. They're going to say side out. Rockets not pleased with that. Of course, Draymond Green agrees with that call. That's his second.
Foul occurred right there, but probably before before that second dribble.
No question.
Oh, look at Mike agreeing with me.
It is the Holidays. Speaking of Holiday, alley-oop, the bad pass. Richard throws it ahead. Podziemski. Podziemski fakes. Well defended that time from Davison. Didn't go for the fake. Butler another catch inside, and that shot won't count. He was fouled on the entry pass, so it's going to be side out. Tate's going to pick up the foul. He's got 4 fouls in 11 minutes.
That's just a smart foul right here. He knows he's compromised right there, and that lob is going to lead to an easy layup, so he grabs him before the catch.
What a nice way of saying you got beat on defense. He knows he's compromised.
Again, it is the holidays. I'm trying to be nice. It's a family time of year.
Butler drives, finds Podziemski wide open, three-pointer, got it. Podziemski with his second 3. Back to a 3-point game. Draymond Green trying to deny Şengün. Tate, though, hands off to him. Holiday, three-pointer. Healed the rebound. Podziemski asking for a screen for Butler, gets it, and then finds Butler cutting to the basket. Right back out, Green. Corner three, Buddy Hield. In and out. Tate the rebound. Oh, Richard went down hard at the back of his head and was called for a foul as well. He seems to be fine as Steph Curry will return.
Crowd's reacting to the fact that Richard hit the ground so hard, but he definitely swiped down and committed that foul before the contact knocked him to the ground. Right there, he reaches in first before Tate extends that arm. A lot of silence out of you, Richard. Do you not agree with that?
I'm just on to the next play.
Okay,
there,
all right.
I'm on to the next play.
And then Thompson back in, crossover, drive, layup, won't go. Rebound Green. Here comes Podziemski. Back out Curry. Curry whips a pass. Richard, corner three. Thompson with another rebound. He's got 11 of those. Thompson goes right at Podziemski's sidestep. Blocked from behind by Green. Saved by Curry. Here comes Butler in the front court. Butler looking, draws the foul. And free throws coming up. Chance to cut it to one.
And again, this is this mentality against Thompson. Make sure, first of all, you have to square him up. Make sure he doesn't get to the rim. Tries to step through, and then the constant pursuit. You hope that another guy is going to be there. Draymond Green, perfect timing on that.
And then Thompson, just 3 of 11 from the field. Draymond Green, that time with a block shot. And Butler, who's 5 for 5 from the line. 2 more here.
Thompson did get fouled down there. Draymond Green with the clean block, but I thought Podziemski moved over. That's what Thompson's complaining about, because Jimmy Butler comes right back down and gets a similar contact foul on the shot. Draymond Green's block was 100% clean. Podziemski was still sliding as Thompson was trying to get downhill.
Free throw's good. Back to 1. You're just tuning in. Golden State led by as many as 14. Rockets took the lead as much as 8 here in the fourth quarter. Shepherd gets in the paint. Pulls up. Jump shot is good. Reed Shepherd's got 26.
All right, now
we did his first game of the year. That's not the same Reed Shepherd.
That's the best handle I've seen Reed Shepherd display. That was left hand to right hand behind the back in traffic to get to that lean back.
Curry whips it to Green, to Podziemski, off the bounce, goes baseline, up and under, can't get it. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by Richard. And Steve Kerr's going to challenge that.
This is filthy right here. You know, you go left to right. Jimmy Butler not quite able to get a hand in there, right there, not quite close enough. And then again, he elevates on this jumper.
So a timeout. 6:34 remaining. 3-point lead for the Rockets. We'll see about the out-of-bounds challenge. 5 games. Cavs Knicks start the day. Special real-time animated version of the game on ESPN2. Then Spurs Thunder, Mavs Warriors, Rockets Lakers, Timberwolves Suns. Great day on Christmas Day of NBA basketball. Steve Kerr wins the challenge as the ball was last touched, as you see Podziemski going inside. The ball tipped last touch by Şengün, so it's Golden State ball. They're also looking to see whether or not there was an approximate foul there. Either way, Kerr wins it. Shot clock 3.2, never hit the rim. Richard has to hoist it up quickly. And grazes the rim. Moody kicks it back out. Curry fires a 3. Moody, offensive rebound. Back to Curry, corner 3. That misses. Green, another rebound. Podziemski off the bounce. The floater is up and good. Back to a 1-point game as we approach the midway point here in the fourth.
Some yeoman's work by Moody on the board right there. Gives them 3 opportunities on 1 possession, and they finally cash in.
Şengün inside, gets his own rebound. Jabari Smith drives, sidestep, layup, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Last touch by Draymond Green.
Again, Jabari Smith, nice little snake move right there. Doesn't have enough lift to get it up, and then just to end that little fray. Ball off of Draymond.
Sengun backs in one-on-one with Green. Now the double. They swing it. Aaron Holiday with the left hand, can't fall. Green with a 7th rebound. Curry, three-pointer. Thompson the rebound. Steph Curry tonight, 2 of 8 from 3. Sengun, he tries a 3, way off. Now Will Richard with a rebound. Warriors a chance to take the lead with 5:20 remaining. Green using the Curry screen. Kicks it in the corner. Moody to drive, layup, missed it. Rebound, Richard, back up and in. Whoa, Richard the rookie with 14 points, and the Warriors regain the lead. Sengun to Smith. Richard trying to harass him and reach in for the foul. That's going to be his 3rd. 14th foul.
And we've talked so much about young players on the Houston Rockets. Well, let's give some love to Will Richard. Gets in early. If you're trying to get an offensive rebound, getting position before the shot goes up, but he's done so many little things for this Warriors team. The fact that he's a 54% shooter, he's making half of his shots in almost double digits. That is very, very difficult, especially in this system.
And a big difference tonight, guys, is look, the Houston Rockets have 11 more offensive rebounds than Golden State, but they have the exact same number of second chance points. Golden State's been more opportunistic in converting.
Curry harassing Shepard. Shot clock at 5. He's out at half court. Uses the screen. Crossover. Green almost poked it away. Holiday three-pointer. In and out. Ball poked. Holiday comes down with the offensive board. In time, Sengun stripped by Butler. 2-on-1. Butler, Richard, back to Butler. Puts it up. Missed it. Shepard the rebound. Here come the Rockets. Holiday three-pointer. Puts it in. Aaron Holiday from downtown. And it's back to a 2-point Rocket lead. What a sequence there. Butler to Curry. And a travel call on Curry. Holiday's defense forced that turnover.
It's that hustle. This Rockets team, we talk about them being one of the best defensive teams. That's not just ability, that's extra effort.
Shepard lets it fly. Rebound, Richard. Butler and Green play catch. Holiday draped on Curry. Beautiful feed from Draymond Green. And Richard banks it home. We're tied with 3:40 to play.
And that was set up by Steph Curry's motion. He created 2 defenders jumping out at him. Nobody picks up the slip. Great delivery by Draymond.
Green has had some beautiful assists tonight. Thompson on the drive. Offensive foul. Curry draws the charge. And Thompson took a shot. And Curry shaken up as well. Curry comes up limping. That's going to be 5 on Thompson. Curry shaking his head, saying he's okay. It's still with a slight limp. Here's the play. And Thompson's still down. Yep, the shoulder lead.
He did get hit in the face by Draymond. And look, I'm going to be really honest. Yes, players embellish things. But if you even get hit in your face, you are literally taught right now in this league to stay down until the referees go challenge it. It doesn't matter if it's a light hit, if it's a hard hit, stay down and force the referees go look. Because if they look at it and they see contact above the head, that's what happens.
And that's what is happening. So the Rockets with the challenge.
And I think that's when you saw Draymond arguing with the officials and trying to say there's nothing to go look at.
The crowd responding, they keep showing it. Now Steph Curry was moving, but it was, do they say that it was he in the path of Thompson, or did Thompson lower the shoulder in the path? You can see he's moving. He can stay in his own path. It appears that Thompson went into the path of the defender.
Yeah, I think he's sliding. He also, sort of takes his arms, almost wraps them around Thompson. But the question is, where was all of that contact created? And to me, it's created right there with that thrust of his left shoulder and a little bit of a push-off also with his forearm.
And they'll look at Thompson getting hit in the face as well. So this clearly, with 3:24 remaining in a tie game, it's a critical call. Sean Wright, Musa Dagger, and Brandon Adair are officials tonight.
The call on the floor is going to be overturned to a blocking foul as Curry did not establish a legal guard position. They will still lose their timeout, and we will shoot 2 shots.
Interesting. I mean, he was moving, but it appeared that Thompson lowered the shoulder. Let's see here. That's tough.
That's tough. I like the initial call. If you're a Rockets fan, you understand that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That angle especially, I think to me really shows it, and it seems like you have to be so definitive and so certain to overturn this right here. That angle, it looks a little bit more like Steph sort of grabbing him, but the one from the baseline angle looks like that's Amen Thompson creating that right here.
You also see too that Steph Curry's left foot was moving to the left at that time, so it was moving. Either way, I challenged it. They switched it, overturned it. Foul on Steph Curry. That's his 3rd. And more importantly for the Rockets right now, Thompson will shoot 2 as opposed to picking up his 5th foul. Thompson has not taken a free throw tonight. Able to knock that one down. On the season, he's at 79%. Big improvement this year from Thompson from the free throw line.
But that's now 28 of his last 30. So he is definitely finding a rhythm for there. These are still tough when you haven't been there all night and you've got to knock down 2 big ones at 3.5.
8 points, 12 rebounds for Amen Thompson. Now guarding Curry. And a whistle of the foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Şengün. He picks up his 3rd. Both teams in the penalty. Each team with multiple timeouts. Warriors still have a challenge. Ime Udoka used his 2nd challenge because his first one was successful. They were both successful, but he's out of challenges. And now Podziemski. Warriors from the line tonight, 16 of 17. Podziemski's first trip there. And badly misses. WWE Survivor Series, a Thanksgiving week tradition since 1987. War Games returns Saturday night from Petco Park in San Diego. Stacked card highlighted by the main event 5-on-5 locked 2-ring steel cage match with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar leading their teams. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. A whistle and a lane violation. Wow. You don't see a lot of those called.
That's a tough break right there. Şengün, they're saying, is in early, and Podziemski missed both of those badly. I mean, really short on both.
Long on that one. Podziemski, a 78% free throw shooter this season.
Not anymore.
Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. Thompson guarded by the rookie Richard. Şengün and Draymond Green matched up again. 7 on the shot clock. Here comes Shepherd. Shepherd, jump shot. Got it again. 28 for Shepherd. 4-point Rockets lead.
And you're at the point, you're going to have a hard time trailing him around those dribble handoffs because he's coming off so fast.
Curry gets inside. And an offensive foul on Curry. Aaron Holiday drew the charge. That's going to be the 4th on Curry. Steve Kerr looking back. Should he challenge that? Yep. So a challenge on the offensive foul on Steph Curry. What do you think, guys? That's another close one.
Find out when we get back.
Cheater.
defender established a legal guard position prior to the upper shooting motion.
They just announced the call stands. Tell you what, Holiday's moving a little bit there as well. Both these calls, you admit, are very close.
Absolutely. I agree with this one, and I think you're right. You see a little bit of movement, no, but his right foot wasn't moving. Like the left foot,
the planted foot.
The left foot kind of closed the gap with his right foot, but for the most part, that right foot hung steady and absorbed the contact. So that right foot stays locked. The left foot moves over. Actually, Steph Curry stepped on top of his foot.
Well, no more challenges. Both out. Rockets up 4. Rockets trying to win a big road game without Kevin Durant. Shepherd, chase, double team. Lobs it to Şengün. Kicks it out in the corner. Holiday a 3. Well short. Curry the rebound. They look to double Curry. Şengün picks him up to help. Finds Draymond Green. Back to Curry. Curry launches a 3. Short. Thompson with rebound number 14. Moody comes and forces the jump ball. Heads up play from Moses Moody.
Who you got, Legs? Who you got?
I'm 0 for 2 on these jump balls when you ask me who's going to get it. I'm going to go with Thompson on this one.
But Moody, look at that. And that's the timing. As soon as he brings it down, he doesn't see you. Great job wrapping him up.
Thompson wins the tip. Here's Shepherd. A spectacular game for Shepherd. Season high 28. Under 2 to play. Shepherd on the drive. Gets in the paint. Can't get it to fall. Ball tipped and taken by Curry. Curry nearly lost it. Şengün knocked it loose. Last touch by Curry. They can't challenge it. Great double team. Curry's seen the double teams all night. And it's Rockets ball.
Curry's laboring out there. You can see he doesn't have his normal burst. He doesn't have his normal juice right now. He's taking some tough hits, some tough falls.
A lot of contact. That's what the crowd reacting to as they watch the replay on the big screen. Thompson to Şengün. Draymond Green trying to hold him off. Şengün spins, goes inside, double team, kicks it out. Smith up top, Shepherd. Shepherd whips it inside. Shot is good. Thompson put it in. What a shot from Amen Thompson. And it's a 6-point lead with 1:25 remaining.
Incredible pass as well, but what a catch in midair and the body control to put that in. Late clock.
Curry back to Butler. Butler stops, pauses, banks it home. Back to 4.
Let's see if they continue to double Reed Shepherd. Are sending 2 if he gets into a pick and roll or a dribble handoff.
Holiday once again. Şengün, the playmaker. 8 on the shot clock. Şengün back up top to Holiday. Right back to Şengün. Steps back. Jump shot is good. Şengün now at 16. It's a 6-point lead. Under a minute remaining. Thompson greets Curry at half court. Now Holiday picks him up. And Holiday over aggressive. They're in the penalty, so Curry will shoot free throws. He's clearly something's bothering Curry right now.
And that's where if you're Holiday, you got to notice that, right? You just got to keep pressure. He's even having trouble with his handle. But watch that pass. And then Amen understands he brings that ball down is difficult. Catch high, keep high there.
And then right here, what a luxury you have to be able to just go to Şengün, knowing that he's going to have a size advantage in this matchup, so he can just turn and get off a comfortable jump shot. Very important.
Şengün and Thompson neither have shot the ball well, but they've done so many other things. Curry, meanwhile, can cut it now to 4. Rockets have 2 timeouts remaining. Warriors have 1. Back to 4. 13 points for Curry. Full court pressure. Thompson gets it across the timeline. They don't need to foul yet. Thompson up top to Shepherd. Shepherd double team. And a foul there on Richard. Will Richard will pick up his 4th. And Shepherd to the line to add to his career night.
And on top of this, down 4, a great foul shooter going to the line. Steph Curry is just limping, and it's getting more pronounced here over the last couple of minutes. Not exactly sure what's bothering him, but he's completely changed his gait. He is definitely in some duress out there.
Sheppard, meanwhile, his first free throw of the night misses. He's only taken now 18, and he's missed 6 of them. It's about a spectacular game, career high 28 points. Quinton Post will come in. Moody's going to sit down. Sheppard not only had 28 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Golden State has only scored 36 points here in the second half. Sheppard goes 1 for 2. And Steve Kerr will call timeout. 35 seconds remaining. Rockets up by 5. His team down by 5. Still 35 seconds remaining. Warriors now out of timeouts. What's the strategy here for Golden State? Start with Golden State, Legs.
Well, this is going to be tough here because normally you're obviously going to run action for Curry, and even if he doesn't get the shot, he draws so much attention it could lead to an open 3 for somebody else. Now it's a little bit more difficult. You might just see Draymond go to the fake dribble handoff and take the easy 2 on a drive, or perhaps Jimmy Butler put his head down and try to get to the rim.
And Curry's going back to the locker room.
For Steph to not be in right now in this moment, you know he's having excruciating pain.
Podziemski will inbound. Looking. Ball knocked loose. Green tries to save it. Lost the ball. Jabari Smith comes up with it. And now they have to foul. A costly turnover there. 16 turnovers. So free throws coming up as Curry goes back. He had a couple of different plays happen where he seemed to get banged up here in the fourth quarter. That's the first time after that he just didn't seem right, trying to navigate that screen. And now Jabari Smith with a chance to give them a 7-point lead. Smith with 14 points. This could be just a terrific win for the Rockets on the road without Kevin Durant, without Steven Adams, and 2 of their stars having off shooting nights.
Warriors, no timeouts left. They got to go.
7-point game, 28 seconds left. Moody falls down. Ball nearly lost. Draymond Green picks it up, finds Podziemski. Podziemski splits, looking inside, finds Richard. Richard goes up, backs it home. That makes it a 5-point game. 16 seconds remaining. They have to foul right away, and they foul Şengün, as many of the fans now heading for the Thanksgiving evening. Coming up, Sports Center. Trevor Scales and Ryan Smith on a busy Wednesday night. Going home to start the cooking. So Şengün will make it back up to 7 with 14.7. But you look at what the Rockets did coming in here without Durant. That's going to be 2 straight wins without Kevin Durant. And without their great rebounder Adams. Down 14 points in the second half. Come back and get this road win. They've become a terrific road team early on in the season. Stays at 5. Richard nearly lost it back up top to Green. Green kicks it out. Moody. Moody fakes. Moody fires. Moody hits a 3. 5.8 remaining. 2-point game. Not over yet. And a timeout call by Ime Udoka. They'll advance the ball in the front court, but the Rockets are going to have to hit some free throws most likely before they clinch this one.
Well, and this is the issue. 5.8. Golden State has no more timeouts left. So if they knock down 1, you got to go. There's no advancing it. You knock down 2, this game is essentially over.
So 5.8 remaining. Also, a key for the Rockets, they still have a timeout left, so if they have trouble getting the ball in bounds, they can call timeout.
And splitting these free throws at the line has enabled this game to extend, and it gives Golden State now a shot here. Moody with a very difficult shot, catching that and having a defender draped on him, but still gets it to go. This foul has to take place really quickly to allow them enough time so that if there is a missed free throw, they can get up the floor and get something off that's at least decent.
So 5.8 left. They'll inbound in the front court. And a lot of teams, they just foul immediately on those inbounds as opposed to trying to get ball denial and steal the ball.
Well, and the thing that's tough about that, Mike, is that if you allow to try and get that steal or something and the pass goes, by the time you get to the other opportunity, there might only be 2.2 seconds left. So it's either, if I don't have a quick steal right away, it's got to be a foul.
Sengun will inbound. Jabari Smith, Holiday, Amen Thompson, and Reed Shepherd out there. Again, Golden State out of timeouts. Smith trying to get free. Thompson goes in the backcourt inside to Shepherd, and Shepherd immediately fouled. Moody did a great job. Tried to knock it away, and in the process committed the foul. So Shepherd 1 for 2. A chance to put it up 4 and seal the game, barring something miraculous. Now, if he hits just 1 of 2, do they foul the Rockets and not let Golden State hit a 3? Because remember, Golden State can't advance the ball. They're out of timeouts.
With this amount of time, I think they do. Now, if he makes this, obviously you just get back, put a hand up, let Golden State have a shot. If he misses this, I think Houston does take a foul in the backcourt.
Career high 30 points for Reed Shepherd and 2 clutch free throws right there. 5.4 remaining. Warriors out of timeouts. Podziemski to Moody. Moody's going to have to launch it, looking to draw a foul. Smith doesn't bite, and that'll do it. What a road win for the Rockets, overcome a 14-point second half deficit, led by their second-year guard, Reed Shepherd, with a career-high 31 points. Another comeback win for the Rockets. They're now 12-2 in their last 14 games and are 7-2 on the road. Meanwhile, Golden State falls to 10-10, but right now the #1 worry is Steph Curry, and that knee injury as he hobbled off the court.
Hopefully it's just a bruise, a knee, something like that. And credit to Steph Curry. He tried to push through it for those couple of minutes, and then he actually realized that he was hurting his team. Even with a minute to go, last second opportunity, he knew that he was not in a position to help his team.
So the Rockets feeling good. Meanwhile, Shepherd, a spectacular performance, career high 31. He's with George.
Thanks, Mike. Reed, you guys trailed by as many as 14. How did you guys pull this one off?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great team win. You know, we didn't shoot it great, we didn't play it great, but you know, we kept fighting, kept clawing back in the game minute by minute, and then we just executed very good at the end. So it was good to get the win.
Career high for you in points and rebounds tonight. You know, Amen, the last game against Phoenix, picked up the scoring load without KD. What does it say about your group to be able to pull these games off in hostile territory without Kevin Durant?
Yeah, you know, I just next man up. You know, we know how valuable Kev is for the team, but you know, we just got to come out here and play like we know how to play, and play super hard and play together.
What's on tap for tomorrow on Thanksgiving?
Go eat some turkey.
All right.
Some turkey.
Sounds good, Reed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike?
The son of a Kentucky hoops hero named Jeff, Reed Shepherd. Spectacular performance as his second-year growth continues. Rough night for Steph Curry. Hopefully his knee's okay. For our producer, Ian Grucker, director Mike Schwab, and our wonderful crew, of course, for Legs, RJ and George, Mike Green saying thanks for watching the NBA and NBC on ESPN. Good night from San Francisco. Let's go to Sports Center.
Max 1
Atlantic.